What's Miles, Black Film and TV? Hey, Josh, how are you?
How you doing, Wilson?
Good. So you're like the one character in this series that tries to keep the moral compass straight and narrow. How hard is that for any superhero? Because when you look at these films and TV shows, it's all about the insecurities, whereas your character knows what he is and tries to get everybody to be on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, he's always sort of lived by this code, and I guess expected, everybody to sort of, march in step to that. But he's starting to realize, I guess, after having lived by this code for so long, that there's now a lot of questions about it, and there's some pushback from the public and even from his own family, and it's forcing him to listen to new ideas and new ways of thinking. And I think that there's a lesson in that. And if you don't adapt and change, you get passed by. And I think that he realizes that it's time to start, possibly changing up the way they've done business for so long. And as long as it's all for the greater good, I think he's for it. And I think that again, I think we can learn from that.
Now, you're playing a character, and we're seeing the past and the present of your character. I just gotta ask, dating is decide what was up with the hair with the present tense. It's like he ain't getting no haircut.
He's like a member of the Grateful Dead. He just kind of let it all go. I don't know if it's one of those things that just happens as you get older. You just don't care anymore. Part of what I loved about this old version of him is that he does feel a bit tired and at the end of his career in a way, and sort of is reflective of it all, and somewhat depressed in a weird way and lonely, because he's been this guy for so long, and trying to assess, did we affect the change that we set out to achieve back in the day? And I think that there's something really sort of human and relatable about that, and that it's maybe not as awesome as we think it would be to have these powers, and there are consequences to that kind of responsibility.
Mm-hmm. And then, you're finally playing a superhero where you're donning on the tights and you're doing the CGI. Was that fun to do?
Yeah, it is fun. I mean, part of the reason I got into this business was to do all those fun action things. I mean, it is a dream come true. And as an actor, it was an opportunity to do so much, not just the actiony stuff and the superhero-y stuff, but also play a character early on who was dealing with a lot of trauma and grief after the death of his father, and losing his mind and trying to keep it together, but having these crazy visions that he felt he needed to follow to see where it led. And then to cut to 9 years later and see how all of that has affected him so much later on in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before we run out of time, any chance we'll see William Lennox ever again?
I don't know, man. Probably not. I'm guessing. I don't think Bay's going to do any more of those movies unless they ask me to come back. But I don't know. Never say never.
Never say never. But anyway, you got a new character you're focusing on. It's good to see you again. Take care.
All right, Wilson. Be good.